Hi, Warren Whitlock here with another Distributed Conversations interview, working on a podcast. Do look for that at distributedconversations.com. But hey, this was so good, I had to open up YouTube and, let you guys see what I'm doing. I've got my friend, Murtaza Khan. He is the founder of Migranet. And so Migranet, as it sounds, has something to do with immigration. And not just the immigration of we're going to decide who gets to go where and all those kind of rules. Actually we're kind of past that. Let somebody else do that. You need a immigration discussion, go fight about it someplace else. But here we're talking about a real solution. Legal migration, however it happens, is still a pain in the butt, and this guy's out to fix it. So tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you for inviting me to this interview, Warren. Thank you again. I by profession, I'm a Canadian immigration consultant. I have been for the last 13 years. I myself am an immigrant, so my whole life, most of my life, I've known about it. I've seen people immigrate, friends, family, and I know how hard it is for the integration part of it, as well as being an immigration consultant. I've also seen what kind of horrors people go through or how much they pay, and the fraud and the corruption that happens in this industry. Now, that's not to say that regulated immigration consultants and lawyers are not doing a good job. They are, but there's a lot of, unregistered migration that happens, and people unfortunately have to pay thousands of dollars. I mean, in some cases they're $50,000 to $100,000 just to be a truck driver in Canada and or these countries that we are hosting immigrants for. So this technology came about, and this conversation about the technology came about when I had this idea, because I'm just the person who came with the idea. The team is in Costa Rica, and international, of course. Without them, this won't be happening. But the idea is that when I sat them down and I said, hey, look, we know that in someone's age, someone's language proficiency, educational background, work experience equals to a certain number. And when a client asks me whether they're qualified to immigrate, I literally grab a calculator and I go, let's see. Oh, yes, you are, or no. Now, that is an automatable that's something that can be automated. Why am I charging $5,000 for something that that literally takes me?
It should be as easy as learning what your credit score is. So
exactly. I mean,
doesn't solve all the problems about the information being wrong to get that score, but at least it automates the process of producing it.
That's it. So we're simplifying where technology can simplify. We cannot stop human trafficking in containers. That's the government's job. That's the border security's job, or the government agency's job. Let's say the police and whatever. But we can solve the areas where automation is available, and we can help people with reducing their costs and give them a better chance. Now, how we're doing it, very interesting, is because we're using machine learning to do the calculation, because that's what machine learning does. It calculates. We're using artificial intelligence to suggest which country is going to be best suited for them based on their qualifications. So a carpenter wants to find out which country is whether they're qualified or not. The AI will be able to suggest to them that don't go to Canada or US, go to New Zealand, where there's 20,000 jobs waiting over there. So we're not only focusing on the processing side, but we're also giving them better suggestions, as an alternative to immigration lawyers and consultants. When it comes to this technology, we want to simplify it. We want to make it easy for the host country. And we want to eliminate that idea of doctors and lawyers or professionals, in other words, driving cabs. There's nothing wrong with driving cabs, but they just went to 10 years of education for a reason. So what we want to do is we want to get them to where they belong. And that's exactly what the idea is right now. Yes.
So the concept of immigrants being a burden, while, really, I think of it as some kind of a myth, but we're not here to talk about those things. Whatever that is, that, this burden is because somebody is, if they're not running for their lives, even if it's regular legal immigration, they can wind up taking a huge chunk of their savings and then be stuck in a career that doesn't make as much money. and they do become somewhat of a burden in the sense of societal burden as they adjust and do that. And we can make it much easier because a recruiter could actually say, I want people. I can go in and find, I can set at least the parameters. We're not quite to they're going to access your data and pick the person, but that's feasible. That at some point you could help those people connect. And it really means more efficiency and you know, this is the reason I do the podcast, and I've chosen to sign on as your advisor and work on these things is because I feel like anything we can do to use the technologies like blockchain and AI to speed up processes of normal everyday things, the faster we can accept the really big changes that are coming in. Everything from nanotechnology to driverless cars to everything else is going to change our world and make a lot of us have to change our jobs. Maybe even all of us change our jobs in the next 15, 20 years. You know, we're going to be prepared for that and not, you know, making work by sitting with the pile of forms that you have to fill out. So I applaud what you're doing. Great. And so I'm going to put that, we're on YouTube, so I'm going to put in a bunch of links and stuff, but go ahead and tell us in case somebody catches this somewhere else. The company's the same as the website, right?
Yes. So we have migranet.io. That is the technology site that we're building the technology on, of course. And then there's going to be another website coming through. All the information is there, but I wanted to just kind of give some highlights as to what's happening nowadays. We're about to get listed on 2 exchanges. One of them IDAX, the other one is Hotbit. Hotbit is, you know, we're working with them and we've already been approved for that for the 26th of June. Also, we have 3 partnerships around the world right now, one for Canada, one for EU, and one for South America to start processing, what's it called? Traditional application processing, sorry. And which means that we will be able to at a discount. One of our business models is to continue our immigration practice while this technology is being built. So that will commence next month as well. And we have some great news coming up about our blockchain development. A lot of companies in this industry, they you know, they raise money, but then you don't see or hear about them. We're actually right in the mix of it. We already have a prototype. And that was our AI, sorry, that's our machine learning prototype. But now we're going for our blockchain solution, which will be ready in the next 2 weeks. That our developers have let us know. So we've started quite a few weeks back, and now we're going to be.
So you guys are moving fast and doing a lot of things for investors. Great. You know, I'm not selling an investment, but I'm happy to tell you that I'm involved and an advisor and love what Migranet is doing. And go check it out for yourself. For the non-investors, the bulk of people that are watching, it's also very cool. If you think of anybody's trying to get migrated from one country to another, you need to be watching what this is. It's going to affect things greatly in the next few years. And it's making the world a better place. So it's a fantastic thing to watch. You know, ask questions and comments below, share this video, and, you know, tell your friends. And we're, of course, go and watch listen to the podcast. It's distributedconversations.com, or you can find it on iTunes. And we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you so much. And I'd like to, before we go, I'd like to thank our team and advisory board that includes you as well. So it's all of us making this happen.
Thank you. Bye.